Hi there. I'm sure that you are as shaken as I have been about what happened Wednesday at the Capitol building when it was under siege. I've been reading a lot of people's comments on Facebook. I've been watching the news. I've been checking out different people's takes on Facebook, on YouTube, and what the politicians are saying and everything that's happening. Um, I thought it was important tonight to share with you, hopefully, give you a little bit maybe of a different perspective on what happened, how it could happen, and what could happen next. Because we cannot think it's over till it's over. This is certainly a learning experience for us and an opportunity to come to understand how fragile our democracy is and how grateful we should be that we made it through this experience. More are threatened. That's what we have to stay aware is more are threatened. Um, it'll be, I hope to see many changes in the future about our democracy, the presidency, what limitations or restrictions might be put on it in order to keep it in balance. Well, see, it was designed to be in balance, but we never expected, we never closed those loopholes that made it possible for the damage to our democracy to be done over the past 4 years. And we do not have all night to go through this because I could take it right from in the beginning and all that, but I'm not doing that. Every once in a while I pop into that on my one of my other videos, but we're not doing that tonight. Tonight I just want to kind of talk about some of the things that led up to it and what we need to kind of be aware of in the future. Um, and I'm going to skip around because I just tried to throw these things together, and I feel such a need to express this to people. Um, Now I've heard a couple of rumors that I'm not certain if they are true or not, and have not had time to research them. So I'm not going to tell you this is factual, but I am going to research it, but I probably won't do another video about it because I'm really going out on a limb here because I am risking, as I have been every time I open my mouth about Trump, um, I have been risking friendships. And I don't want to lose the friendships of good people who see things differently than I do. As for people who cross the line, who I praise, Republicans, a bunch of Republicans or Trump supporters are waking up to as, wait a minute, maybe I made a mistake here. I want you to understand, first of all, this is not political. This is not, I would feel the same way about the actions that were taken, regardless of who did them, and I would stand against them, regardless of who did them. Because there is that line of right and wrong. Oh, in the universe, there may not be a right or wrong. There's simply learning and cause and effect, cause and effect. But as Jesus said, in this world you will have tribulation, but I have overcome the world. What I'm trying to do today is to try to encourage you to look at it another way. Look at it from beyond the world by understanding how the world was working. And this is my never to be humble opinion. I am not an expert in politics, but I'm pretty good with common sense, critical thinking, and metaphysics. So, um, the first thing that I think it's important for us to understand is that those who did the swarm, those who did the attack, were absolutely confident it would work. They were absolutely convinced of their success. There was not a doubt in their mind. They were proud to take pictures and live stream. There was no hiding because they wanted to show they were standing by their big guy, their hero, their God, their false God. Okay? God'd never do those kind of things. So they were totally convinced that they were going to win, to the point that an actual congressman, the guy was just confirmed, like Sunday before. And here he is taking pictures of himself storming the Capitol building. Proud. I'm in. We're in. It's good. They were that confident they were going to win. Guy's name is Derek Evans. You can look it up. The Goonie attire of the guy with the I don't know what they call him, the shaman, the something shaman. Totally confident. They own the place. Just took it over, just like it was nothing. They were that confident that they would win and there would be no repercussions. Now, Trump had a plan. This was a plan. First of all, it begins with the election plan and then plan B. First of all, the reason that the person currently residing in the White House can't accept he lost is because, number one, he never stopped campaigning. I have, in my 75 years, never seen anything like this. It'd be, well, Trump's having a rally here, he's having a rally there, he's having a rally there. Aren't you supposed to be doing your job? You already did the rally, you already did the campaigning, you got the job, go do it. But he was campaigning and he was feeding on the adoration. It's easy for the human ego to want and crave adoration. And he got it. He got it at the rallies. But he never tried to expand to do the job and serve the people. You can, as they used to say on the old casting couch, you can get the job by sleeping with the producer, and then, but that doesn't guarantee that you're going to be a star. Okay. So next, as through the campaigning periods and as it got closer to election time, he seeded thoughts of voter fraud. So he planted these seeds. He practiced the rule of 7, which is if you say it 7 times, or what is it, 70 million times, just keep multiplying the times he says it. The more you say it, the more your followers are going to believe it. He seeded thoughts of voter fraud, of rigged election. He started the rigged election thing, did the same plan the first time, only the first time he won. And we remember that thing. Burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me. We woke up. We woke up. Yeah, there were those adoring fans that you curried favor with for 4 years. But you didn't curry favor with that many more, with 7 million more than adored you. He actively participated in voter repression in every way he could. including impairing the Postal Service and downplaying vote by mail in the middle of a pandemic. He worked to invalidate the results. He tried to manipulate governors and electors. He schmoozed, he curried favor, and I do not know, but I do not doubt that he didn't make promises. Get to that in a minute. What he forgot to do his job and to honor the Constitution and the position he held. He forgot he's supposed to be serving all of the people of the country. He forgot that he was supposed to be a leader for all the people and a defender and supporter of the Constitution and rule of law. I'm not going to go into the, I think it's over 130,000 verifiable lies he has told. It's just everybody should know these things. Now, my take and all, when he was first elected, another reason why he cannot accept that he lost, he set up his government with nepotism and cronyism. He put in his family into positions they were unqualified for. He put his friends into positions they were not qualified for. Therefore, our government limped around in the blind as opposed to moving forward smoothly and securely. He divided the country and he divided the leadership of the country. He divided the Democrats and Republicans, which is unfortunate because the goal of the Democrats and Republicans are to be both a liberal and a conservative, two wings on the American eagle, which is our symbol, that work in unison for the good of the whole. Keep remembering that. We need them both, conservative and liberal. We need everything. We need roots and we need wings. Okay. The plan was very obvious if we pay attention. Back during the debates when Trump was asked if he would, break with the white supremacists and the domestic terrorists, he said, yes, stand down and stand by. That stand by was letting him know there's more to come. When he told them he loved them the other day and he understood their pain, that's the clue. We'll get some righteousness out of here. We'll win this yet. There were multi-level steps to his plan. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. So if he didn't do enough damage to the electoral process prior to the election and he didn't win, that was step one. He already planted the seeds of discontent so that it was rigged and there was voter fraud. So then that didn't work. So he stepped up, and that is to contest. And he contested and he contested and he contested, and it didn't work. So he stepped up. Now you remember that when all his lawsuits failed, he said, well, if the Electoral College says Biden won, then Biden won. Well, the Electoral College said Biden won, and he said, I contest that. He manipulated, he schmoozed, and he tried to get support from the electors. He tried to get the ones fired up. That didn't work. So he goes up to the next step. The next step is to get to have people fight against, what do they say, object to the electors. Well, that was coming about, but there was a question that he wouldn't be able, to make the tilt. But I think this was in place well before this. So what he did is he had the plan. He had the people ready to go. They were what? Standing down and standing by. So he does this activity where he did not do those pardons out of spite. He did not do those pardons out of compassion or any sense that these people were unjustly accused. He did it because they were guilty. This is a transactional leader. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It wasn't about previous service that things they had done for him. It was about the future service that he wanted from them. For example, Flynn, military strategist, uh, he worked for the national security. Didn't he know how he could make him secure? Flynn got out and talked about martial law. So the next thing is, how do we get to where we can enact martial law? He pardoned 4 murderers from the Blackwater situation where they killed men, women, and children. They are mercenaries. The transaction from that to me is it was mercenary support. He needed some strategic support from them. He got Roger Stone out there. He got him pardoned. And he was up there drumming up, all his vile verbiage when he stood there and he said, "Thank you, Jesus, that he got pardoned." I was very upset. That to me is sacrilege in all uppercase letters. He got Alex Jones in to whip up the supremacists. They had this all set up. And when you think of Rudy Giuliani's, first of all, his complete, entire insanity, and then he gets up there on the day this is going on, and he says, "Trial by combat? Is that not a call to overthrowing the government?" And then the so-called leader of the country saying he's going to march with them. "We're going to march down to the Capitol. We're going to march there. Never give up. Fight to the finish." Those people thought they were going to win. So the plan, under guise of vote protest, they gathered, called together the insurgents, whipped them up at a rally, used trigger words like "never give up," "save America," "be strong," "fight." He brought in the rabble rousers and he turned them loose. Now, he said, "I will march with you." Well, where was he when all that was going on? He was home, relishing it as he watched it on television. The plan was they would take over for him while he sat at home and watched it. Then he would come in victorious with another 4 years that he would 4 years from them manipulate into a lifetime position as the dictator, which would probably be handed down to his children when he was done. We had a narrow escape. It is not over. I personally think he should have been in cuffs that night. I think he should be stripped of his powers immediately because he cannot be trusted. Do you remember when I think it was Susan Collins said, "Oh, I think he's learned his lesson"? He sure did. You know what that lesson was? I can do anything I want and get away with it. Because up to this point, he has. So as much as I'd love to say, "Well, that's behind us," I think there will be more. I don't think it's going to stop until the inauguration. I don't think it's going to stop after the inauguration. But what I will rely on is what I've been relying on for so long, not by might nor by power, but my spirit, saith the Lord. And may that spirit of truth and justice and righteousness flow through each one of us. May the light of truth and goodness shine in the hearts of Democrats, Republicans, independents, all parties, to know that we're supposed to be working together for good of the whole. May we as United States citizens stand up and call out our leadership to do the right thing. In these days to come, Trump can do a lot of damage. And I do not doubt that he will do whatever damage he can. We can only pray that there are enough of us that will stand up and that will look for ways to prevent anything like this from ever happening again. Do not be deceived. It's not over yet. Those people have not quenched their bloodlust. They must be held accountable. Demand accountability. Depend from your representatives, from the government leadership. Demand accountability. And the other thing you do is you live a good life that is grounded in principle, integrity, character. Be that which you wish all people would be. And that includes love and forgiveness, but it does not include enabling. So that's my 2 cents for tonight. I hope that I hope you won't be hating if you're a Republican. Like I say, this is not about party. This is about principle. It's about actions. So take care, my friends. Hang on. Got the tickle going on. You can tell I did a lot of talking today. Let's know for ourselves, for each other, all people, our planet, excuse me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen. And God bless you.